For you, it's time to stop persisting if you want to get your manifestation. If you want it to come quickly, it's actually time for you to stop persisting. And why do I say that? Because how does it feel when you persist? How does it feel when you've been persisting all of this time? You've been trying, you've been persisting, you haven't been seeing the results that you've been hoping for. And how does that feel? It feels heavy, it feels stuck, right? And how does it feel to stop? What if I gave you permission right now that you could just stop persisting? What if I gave you permission right now, just for this video, that you could just let that story go? What if I gave you permission that you could, for this video, pretend with me that a different story is true? So whatever it is that you've gone through, whatever it is that the current situation is, just for the sake of this video, let's drop all of that. Let's stop persisting. Let's stop trying to get the new manifestation. Let's just stop all of that. Take a break, okay? Take a break, let it be easy. And I see that it's already there for you. I can see those little bits where that manifestation is true. So I want you to tell me a different story right now. I want you to stop persisting in the old story. I want you to stop persisting in trying to manifest something. I want you to totally drop that. And I want you to, first of all, look around. Let's stop that, right? Because like we're gonna basically be creating a new story. We're gonna stop the persisting, because what you're actually doing is creating a lot of resistance, because you're pushing back so hard on something. And instead of persisting, I want you to think of it as like receiving, or like having it already. So I have a video about ordering at a restaurant. So I think that kind of helps explain what I'm talking about. First of all, I want to explain the persisting, and then we'll craft a new story here together so that you can feel a lot better. And by the way, if me saying to you, stop persisting, let it go, just for the sake of this video, if there's any part of you that feels better when you hear that, then you are already getting closer to your manifestation, and I'm already getting you closer to it. Because when you think about your manifestation and how that feels, it feels amazing. It feels absolutely amazing once you've achieved this thing, once you have this thing. So if I'm saying stop persisting and you feel a little bit better, what does that tell you? It tells you that you are closer to the thing you're wanting, right? Because that feeling is closer. So you're actually there closer. Now, if you're trying and trying and trying and you're not seeing it, and you're getting frustrated, or you do something wrong, you react, and then you blame yourself and all of that stuff, it doesn't make you feel that good. And that feeling is actually pretty different than how you would feel if you had the manifestation. So that's how you know you're actually getting further from it. So if I tell you stop persisting and it makes you feel better, well, that feeling itself is a manifestation. Thoughts and feelings are manifestations. So don't blame yourself for your thoughts and feelings. That is just a manifestation. That's just another symptom of the state. Like right now, we can see this tree behind me, right? Like that is a symptom of this state. I'm here in this place and there's a tree. Just like if you're in a certain state, you have certain feelings associated with that state. So if you're feeling better, simply because I said stop persisting, I've moved you to another state, okay? You moved yourself to another state, let's say. Let's be honest here. So, okay, the thing I was gonna tell you about the restaurant is this. Imagine you're at a restaurant and it's time to order your meal. You're going to place your order, right? And the person will tell you, you'll say exactly what it is you want to have. I want to have the pasta. I want to have the chicken. But what if you spend a lot of time trying to decide or trying to justify it? Like, I want the pasta because I always loved pasta since I was a kid, and it's the best food for me. And then you just go off into this whole thing about why you need it. That's the equivalent of when you're justifying to someone like why you need the SP, or why you need a certain amount of money, or like, oh, I'm not a materialistic person, I'm going to donate some of it, and I'm really going to make a lot of good in this world. Like, you don't have to justify any of that. You want it, order it, right? That's the first step of your manifestation. It's literally just 2 steps. You decide what you want, and then the second step is to receive what you want. So the persisting is, I don't know, it's a difficult way of deciding what you want, because for me, I don't have to say it and say it and say it to know what I want. I don't have to say, I want pasta, I want pasta, I want pasta, I want pasta, right? We don't have to say it that many times. The reason that people, that can be helpful is because maybe if you're if you're accidentally saying something else. If you're accidentally saying, I want chicken, but you really want pasta, well, then maybe it takes practice to keep saying it, right? That's kind of that's how affirmations work, is because if you're accidentally thinking the wrong thing, if you're accidentally saying the wrong thing, having the wrong thoughts, because you're basically thinking something else than what you want. But if you're able to just simply say what you want, right? Like, say it, just say it. Like, you don't have to say it more than once. You could just say what you want. That's it. You've completed the first step. The second step is to receive it. So when I receive something at a restaurant, I'm usually talking with my friends. I'm enjoying, like, oh, maybe I'm enjoying my drink as I wait. I'm looking at the ambiance and having a good time, right? And then someone brings me my food. That's receiving it. So if I'm like, waiter, come back. I have to order more. No, I changed my mind. Oh, you know what? Actually, I want this thing now. Oh, no, I do want that. And you keep calling them back and changing your order. That's delaying your order. And then persisting, the way I think of it, is like you're sitting at your table and you're just like miserably waiting for your stuff to come. And I think that, eventually it will come. Either way, you can persist and it'll still come. But why should your whole meal be so difficult? Like, when you can actually have it be a pleasant meal, right? So you order it and then you receive it. So how do you actually receive? Well, I feel like that is the biggest struggle in our society, because it's almost like, well, I mean, if you even think about like masculine and feminine, there's like ordering, which seems more masculine to me, and feminine, which is receiving. Maybe we need to tune more into our feminine energy of receiving, where we can just be okay with sitting back and letting things be delivered. Like, is that uncomfortable? Do you feel uncomfortable when someone gives you a compliment? Do you feel uncomfortable when someone does something for you? Like, do you feel uncomfortable receiving? Or are you okay with that? And if you are uncomfortable with receiving, you can do things to get more comfortable with it. And I would say the best ways to get more comfortable with it is you could start giving more to yourself so that you can receive more from yourself. And by that, I mean playing. So doing things that are fun, basically anything that's fun. Let's go think of yourself at the restaurant. How do you just enjoy your time at a restaurant? You go to a restaurant, right? Not to just like sit there and like grip the sheets and the tablecloths waiting for your meal to come. Because it's not just about the meal coming, right? It was about being there. It was about everything. It was about enjoying it. So persisting in your manifestation is like, when somebody's like, okay, let's say they want a house. Like, they're like, I want a house. I will get a house. I will get a house. I'm getting a house. I'm getting a house, right? But there's something so like tense about that. Like, if there's a tension, then I would then drop it. If there's not a tension, then persist in that way. But the way I'd rather do it as saying what I want, and then naturally flow, letting that thing come to me. Because we just have to remember that this whole world is a reflection of you. So there's really it doesn't have to be done in this intensely difficult and hard way. It's all a reflection of you. So you literally just get yourself more in sync with yourself, and your manifestations can come to you. Like, let them come to you. Why you don't need to be going after them in like this crazy way. Like, if you see a stray cat and you're chasing it, they run, right? So it's just like, it's that same thing. Like, sit back and like crouch down, and then the cats walk over to you. So it's similar. It's just like the chilling out, being okay, like enjoying your time at the restaurant, receiving, like all of that basically it's like a two-step process. Basically, you ask and then you receive. You say what you want, decide, and then you get what you want. And not so like so when people are manifesting, they might struggle with different steps. Maybe sometimes you're not as decisive, you don't know what you want. But if together we could decide, like, we could do that right now. So right now, let's drop the persisting, like, just for this video. You can go back to it if you want after, but if it feels good to drop it, if it feels good to just say, okay, I don't need to try it, I don't need to manifest that, I'm okay, like, I don't need to do that right now, I'm just gonna let that go, and that feels better, right? That just feels better. And then, because you don't know me, I don't know you, we can be whoever we want, I want you to just tell me the story of how you have it already. And it could be a little bit, it could be in small ways. So let's say you were trying to manifest that you were super, super smart in school. Well, was there the one time where you got an amazing grade? Okay, so tell me that story instead. So let's have this be the story of how it's already true, not the story of how you're going after the thing. So do you get what I'm saying? It's just like a little bit of a slight difference of shift, a shift that makes everything feel lighter and easier. And it's that shift, staying in that new state where you tell me a different story. Like, I don't know the old story. So how would you describe it to me if you were telling it to me for the first time and I didn't know it? And you could tell me about it in an easy way. You could pretend, right? Like if I'm Goddess of Play and you're joining this channel as my light waves, let's pretend together. Like when we were little kids and I was a princess and you were another princess from another kingdom, and you could be anything, right? And you could be anyone. So tell me the story. My guy is the sweetest guy. It's insane. He calls me all the time. He loves being with me. And I feel he just gets what I want. I don't even have to say it. He's pursuing me constantly. It's crazy. It's like everything's so in sync. I feel so peaceful and relaxed because everywhere I go I have so many options, right? And he's getting hotter every day. And wow, it's crazy. Like, I wanted that job so much, and then I ended up getting this other job that was even more amazing. And the house, someone's building my dream house right now. I didn't even have to put any of the work into designing it. It's like Joanna Gaines herself went in there and designed every detail. And then when I saw it listed, it became mine. It was crazy. Like, now I own it. So what's your story? What's your story on the situation currently? And I want you to pretend like we're princesses together in a kingdom, or you're a king, or we're in a rocket ship right now. This isn't a car. This is a spaceship. Like, we could just pretend with me. So if that feels better, telling me that version of the story, then why are you making yourself feel not as good by telling a different version? Because especially when it's in your own head, right? Because like, if you're running these stories in your head, you don't need to make yourself feel bad about it. So just try to remember that you don't need to persist, because there's elements of the story that are true. There's elements of it that are true. There's ways that you feel better now. So just focus on, I would say, to summarize it all, 2 things. The first one, if it feels better to let go of the persisting, then let it go, because what that tells you is that you're getting closer to your manifestation. Having your manifestation feels absolutely amazing, right? It feels so good to have your manifestation. So if dropping the persisting feels a little bit better, that's a step towards it. It's a step towards it every time. So that's the first thing to remember. The second thing is any step that feels better, anything. So when we played that little game when we were playing make-believe, if there was something that you thought that was silly, if there was something about that felt fun, if you love playing soccer, if you love drinking a coffee, do that and be fully in that. Be in that moment. Enjoy it. Like, give yourself the permission. Like, drop this thing that you have to go get and do and fully enjoy it. Almost as if you already had it, right? I guess that's at the end of the day. That's how it is, right? Act as if ultimately just means enjoy your life, right? Because isn't that what it would be like if you had it? So there's no need to persist. You just have to, 1, feel better, and 2, feel better about the thing. And if dropping the persisting makes you feel better, like, drop it, because there's things about it that are already true. Focus on those things. And then this third thing is do anything that makes you feel a little bit better, because that means you're getting closer and closer and closer to the manifestation. So until you're feeling that crazy feeling of, oh my God, I got it. Oh my God, it's mine. Oh my God, it's mine. Oh, I just got this huge deposit in my bank account. It's so crazy. How did this happen? Like, somebody randomly just Zelled me, right? Like $1,000 just appeared in my bank account from a random person. Or I just entered the sweepstakes at the grocery store and then all of a sudden I got money. Like, things, I have so many crazy stories of stuff. People just handing me a box. There was one time when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I put a box of baby diapers on my registry, and I walked into the grocery store and a woman was trying to return that exact same brand box of baby diapers. They wouldn't let her because the box had been slightly opened. So then she angrily placed it into my hands. How did she know I was pregnant? I didn't look pregnant. It was early on. So it was just super weird stuff. Why did she just hand me that box, right? That's what it means to receive. You don't have to persist. Like, I didn't persist to get handed that box of diapers. I thought about it, and then I was living my life happily, and I just got it. Like, so that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to let that thing go. I want you to feel at peace in this day, the rest of this day. Feel so, feel good, do something fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.